All right. So let's try this crit. I'm already forgetting the number. 6217. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so. Oh man, one of the downsides. Oh, this is gonna be. Yeah, see, now you don't have to worry about this. No need for crit. Awesome. So I'm just opening these up. Seeing what's here. Bubbles. I like that side and this one. Excel. Able. Very good, very good. I'll jump to this one. This. Nice. All right. Let me open my drink. Okay, so just for anyone asking, because I get this question a shit ton, this app here that I'm gonna be drawing on everything, you can delete. You can do this and this one. And you can delete individually. This thing is called Epic Pen. It's free. It's free madness. Whoa! Partake in the madness with us. Let me see what's going on here. All right. So we got some ivy here, it looks like. The Wacom tablet out. Let the crits begin. Boom. Okay. So I'm gonna point out key things that are sticking out to me. That way we can keep things moving and everyone happylicious. So where are we at here? Probably won't have time to catch a stream, so I'll leave this here. This is Willie Spoon. What do you think about my scene so far? It's supposed to be a post-apocalyptic environment with nature taking back over. I also want to add some little rubble piles here and there. Should I sculpt the rubble and bake it, or should I make a texture in Substance Designer? It really depends. So first off, I would realize the entirety of your scene. Find out if there's another building here, right? Solve this top area. Is this the edge and this is the top of a building? Like that. What's here? Is this a back alley? Is there another building here? Is there cars? Is there going to be maybe tires left over? I wonder how long it's been. Just build out the whole entirety of your scene. May the textures be ever in good lighting. That's hilarious. Nice, Axel. So once you have all of that stuff figured out, then I would think about stuff like silhouette shapes and making sure that those are interesting. That's why I'm adding little things up here. Think about pipes, tubes, all that stuff. This normal curve is pretty rounded right now, which feels really strange. Love this detail. The curb feels like it's going to be pretty tall. And then I wanted to talk about scale on stuff. So the ivy, the leaves look really thick right now. I think that might be the normal maps that are doing it. This stuff that's happening here is pretty cool. Continue to look at reference. This area looks really strong right now. The way the leaves are positioned is maybe too much in the same direction. Like try and vary it up. They can all go in the same direction. Just grab, like, randomly click a few of them. Or if you have a script that selects, like, highlight like 50, right? And then run a script that deselects randomly half of them or 50% of them, and then rotate those one angle, and then deselect half of that, rotate those again another angle, just ever so slightly. They can all still be going that direction. They can all be doing this, right? Just make sure they're not all directly pointing the same way. This detail, though, like I was saying, looks really, really good. Let me see if I can... So if we zoom in here, the reason I really like that spot here is you've got really cool shapes covering up this piece, and then you've got like the shapes over here, but then coming over it and then coming down. Super cool. And then there's like this deep shadow that occurs, which is like if you were standing here, you could look under and actually see under the ivy, which is super interesting. Oh, I didn't even notice this. The detail around the door is really cool with the modeled bricks that you've placed around the edges. I also like this wood piece up here. I would think about scale above everything. So right now, these bricks, like think about a handle on a door. Like put your hand on a handle on a door outside, and then go find a brick wall and then see what the size of the handle is versus that brick on that wall. Right now the bricks or stones feel very, very large. And then also these windows feel like they may be a bit small, depending on what reference you're looking at. The other thing to think about is how this building is grounded. Since most buildings have some type of a base, like a bottom trim. And then around the part where they hit the second floor, there's usually something going on around this area that transitions into the next floor. Seeing when you think about it, if that's the next floor, for example, so here's your door, right? Scale-wise, it feels a little odd right now, but here's your door. That's the amount of room you would have for a ceiling if the edge is here. And then from here to here, that's the height from the wall on the inside to the bottom of the window. So when you think about if you're standing on the other side looking out, this edge here, I'm assuming based on this door, your head's up here. So like the scale of everything gets really weird. Definitely place a character. That'll help a ton. As far as the crack in the ground here, or the rubble, I think depending on how much detail you're going to make of it, you could probably get away with just tiled materials and normals. You could, like normals from the mesh itself, so you can model in a lot of the damage and details. Kind of what you have going right now, if you can just model it to not be so soft, then you're probably in a good spot. If you want to sculpt it though, I would suggest sculpting 1 to 3 pieces, and then maybe like 3 small pieces, and use those over and over and place those around to build this crater, this sinkhole. I would also think about maybe, you might already be doing it, but filling it with water. And then I don't know why there's bricks out there. And the ivy, I don't know why the ivy would be growing there. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Anywho, pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so where are we at now? So this is from Confrontation. This will be the ground for my new scene. just started the colors, so they're pretty basic. I plan to add some moss, some moose, and grass later. In general, this looks pretty good. Started the colors, pretty basic. So basic, I would step back from your colors for a little bit and just see how the detail on the surface looks. You want to get your normal, your height map, and your roughness to look perfect, as if you were looking in unlit high detailed mode. If it looks like the material you're expecting, then you add the color on top of that. That way you ensure that you're getting the cleanest albedo possible, and it's only aiding the material. Because like right now the detail, like you're saying, is like first pass on the stones, or just like a base color, but then like the gravel or the dirt on the inside is really high fidelity already. And normally that type of detail is solved in your height map and your normal map. And then you're just coloring where that's happening. Coloring what it looks like where that's happening. The other thing is make sure to try and subdue your cracks a bit more, so that they're not so like these big holes are very strange feeling right now. This area is much better, I think, just with the way that it's cracked. This one's more of like a gunshot, like hit that or something. And then I would take a pass on your pebble generator, so that they're not all round. Try and see if you can come up with long shapes, small shapes, square shapes, like tons of different shapes with different values and stuff. And then place them back. Like this one shouldn't have dirt on top of it, for example. It should be on top of it, right? On top of the dirt. But overall, I mean, it looks like it's coming along pretty nicely. Oh yeah, I was gonna say the cracks right now. Right now the cracks are very procedural looking. Run a few masks over it to break up those cracks, to remove some of them, and then also add epic pen to your FAQ. Dude, I just read that. That's hilarious. Yes. You like this playlist, huh? This is my Discovery Weekly playlist. Hang on. There you go. Okay. Onward. Onward and forward. Fuck this earth. Easy there, buddy. Easy. So it looks like you're adding some I love that you're thinking about the inner workings of like how these are put together. Make sure that these destroyed pieces have parts to them, like on the ground. And then check so like this red here is very, very red. If that's blood, it's going to be a darker value, not so saturated. And then look at the saturation of everything in general. The tiling on the ground has a different textile density to the textile density on these guys, on your barriers. The cigarette butts on the ground, like I think right now you're getting a little ahead of yourself as far as like building the scene out. I think is the red's supposed to be old faded graffiti. Okay, so if it's faded, then it's even less saturation, right? I would definitely look at graffiti and see how it fades. I'm sure you're looking at that type of stuff. And then think about how you draw these letters, and then like where like the paint would like build up and then run. Like if you do that, maybe you start here and that gets pretty heavy and that runs, and then you do your V, and then you start here, that's a little heavy, but then you do that. See, safe. Okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, these are the best colors for... Okay, so... No pressure sensitivity, of course, right? Because spray paint doesn't have... Like, you would do this. Let's see here. Fuck. So where you start, you move your brush up, do that. Maybe you start there. Maybe this starts there. I started there. Pull down. I started there. Started there. Started there. And then where you put those start points. Where you put those start points, just add some runs, right? Like, this is really hacked together. Pardon me. The only factor that's making this anything okay is the fact that I wrote fuck. But yeah, like adding the drips to it is gonna help sell that action. Yes, the stream is ending in 15 minutes. Keep it family friendly. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, never again. I apologize. The other thing I would say is you have like a normal edge here that it looks like you've got a crease happening. It is a mature stream, that's true. So check your bakes on that. Right now the edges on your mesh are very, very soft feeling. We'll move on here. All right, Moonbase, and 4 years ago I joined ImageGur. Let's see here. I'm like, where is that one? And this one's cool. I like the detail of the little rocks. I think you need more, and then add. But he always calls us kids. Just. This is pretty sick, though. I mean, adding more little tiny rocks is gonna just help sell the scene more. Because, like, if you look at what is happening with sound? What is happening with sound? Everything looks fine on my end. Is sound okay? Wait, who's Kyle 3D set? Oh, this? That's the chair. Yeah, just adding a ton of little rocks is going to help. Look at reference. You'll see there's a ton of shadows. This is looking better. I think that the tape still needs a little bit of love as far as like how it overlaps on top of each other. And then the roughness on your metal is just it's not metal right now. It looks like it's been sprayed with like a white dusted white paint. Dude, the chair totally made that sound. Get out of here. I would call it if I farted. I'd be like, oh, damn, that just happened on stream. Is it? Oh, now I can't get it to... I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't... No, fuck it. We gotta keep moving on. I'm like, now I'm trying to... We can get this happening, guys. So that's a reference, this material. This is pretty cool. I think having a bit more depth in the normals between the pieces is going to help. How would you phrase that? Getting the blocks to be a little less offset. That was so not the chair. You got to be kidding me. I think that's really it, unless you can get some subsurface stuff going on. Like some parallaxing inside of the mesh itself, or inside of the material. Color-wise, it might be lacking a little bit of the green that you're seeing in the reference. So normally I would say that this flow here normally the flow here, I would say it's weird to bridge it between the two materials or between different blocks, but because of how old everything is and how connected everything is together, I think it's pretty cool. I think that could be fine. The cracks are inside. Okay, that's cool. Oh, okay, now I'm seeing it. There's some procedural pattern stuff happening here that needs to be adjusted in order to break away from that, because I can see a procedural pattern happening. Oh man. Dude, this reminds me of some Lego stuff. This is like a little diorama. So there's a couple things that how do you... I guess I need to see that material rotating. That would probably help a lot. I'm going to blast through these now. I'm sorry. So turn your temporal AA on because the noise is really strong in your alpha. Check the padding in your texture. That is the area outside of the leaves, the area outside of the alpha on your leaves. Make sure that the color bleeds outward. That way, when you get further away from it, the mipping doesn't show that color outside of the leaf. It's like if you have a red background behind your leaf, you'll see red on the outside edges of the leaves. The other thing I guess I would say is these guys feel very, they feel very placed right now, and they need to be more integrated into the surface. The resolution on the wall needs to be higher res. I would suggest maybe tiling that. Silky, viscous owl dancing baby. Oh my god. Yeah, let's see here. These pipes are very even. I would figure out how to make that just not so even and vary up the shapes and sizes of them. And then you need some atmosphere. Subdued. Just to separate out the materials. It's just a lot of noise happening right now. Make sure your temporal AA is on. These lights are pretty cool. I think the resolution of the materials is where it breaks down a lot. And then the ship feels very low poly right now. Could probably add a little bit more geo to that. I'm sorry, I'm like now thinking that I need to get through all of these so that I can make sure that I get to all of you guys. Make sure to do a pass on the water as well. And then I think this is like, if this is like a metal surface, I would try and figure out how to make it look constructed. Yeah, the reason the background's like that is I think it's more of a diorama. So if it's more of a diorama, maybe the camera's too close. Maybe you need to pull back, and then it'll all start to come together a bit more. But yeah, having some trees back there and something, if it's not a diorama, will help you. It is a diorama. All right, cool. Cool. This wood material is awesome. I would say the gaps between it are pretty wide. The knots are quite even. Maybe stretching some of them out. Maybe having some smaller ones. Oh yeah, you do have some smaller ones. Those smaller ones almost read like these nails. I think the nails could maybe use a different roughness value. And then if you take those and instead of having them inset, have them lifted up, you'll get a much stronger visual impact, I think. Let's see what else we got here. Edge damage is pretty good. I really like this edge damage because it's like the knot like came out. Edge damage might be a little sharp and toothed. Could be, if it was broader, it would be more like dings and dents that happen to a soft material like wood. And then slight color variation in these will help a lot, unless they're painted. If they're painted, based off the age, I would say maybe the paint needs to be chipping a bit. But yeah, dopeness. Dopeness. Dude, this gun looks awesome. This is really, really well done. How far is this from being completed? Oh, I can hear a TV. I bet you guys can hear a TV. Anyways, how far along is this from being complete? You'll post again next week? Oh, okay. Like 40%? Okay, okay. This, dare I say, it feels like this is beveled too much. Maybe that's being bullioned into this, and then you're going to soften the edge on that. I'm no gun person. Pretty sick, though. Pretty sick. Coming along nicely. All the details are there. This is looking ace, man. Like, look how well the characters are living in this space. It's really, really nice. Think about how much the materials above are going to be black and what is metal. But I'm assuming maybe you just haven't gotten to that area yet. And then this stepped area, double check that stuff. Again, I'm assuming you just haven't gotten there yet. Material wise is looking pretty dope though. The lines on the ground, I would probably tone back their brightness, maybe lower the alpha a little bit. That way they read as information instead of noise. Super solid though. I bet you're having fun with this. All right, matte painting over, Unreal screenshot. Matte paint over, Unreal screenshot, general vibe, have it. Dude, sick. You can see where you're heading with this. Awesome, awesome. These ones right here still feel like they're wide. I don't know why. Like they feel stretched. In general, though, this is looking really, really good. The tree looks pretty cool. The root stuff that's going along the wall looks much better. Testing scale. Dude, that ground is awesome. Nice. Super cool. Just like, you know, make sure that you explain the type of ground with either grass or grass plains. Grass cards, I mean. This is cool too. Really like really like this, how this is all breaking apart here. Make sure that you solve that pillar into a certain design. I'm sure you have something in mind based off the reference, though. Let's see up here. Yeah, it looks like you've got something going on. Man, I love how you're just concept kit bashing. That's super cool. All right, we got Jack here. This scene. Dude, this scene's awesome. This shot was really cool. I would actually blur it out a little bit more. This has some alien feel to it, though. Really cool material definition. Yeah, this is pretty cool. There's a lot of fighting for attention. Like this shot right here is really strong, mainly because the focus is the lights here, this detail here, and this. You're going to make the sphere smaller? Oh, right. Cool. Brian Industries, nice. Dude, this shot is really strong. Just because there's a focus. The DOF looks really cool. There's the detail in the background that looks really nice. Oh, it's a whole other space. Dude. Very nice. These materials look really good as well. Yeah, there's some shots in here, like, I'll say it, like, there. That last shot, the contrast is so strong that you lose focus on what you're looking at. Right before that contrast hits, like, I think it's just your post-processing, you're crunching your values too much. Because the scenes going through there look really good. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Look at those. This is really nice. Really nice. I try and vary up the type of roughness that you're doing on the material because it looks like you have very similar roughness noise on everything. Like roughness pattern. And then, dude, look at this. Man, this has come so far. So far. Glorious. Really solid. This song. Crazy motherfucker. We're changing it. Nope. This is solid though. Job well done, Jamie. This is the business. Really cool. I'm gonna share it to the chat. Boom. All right, I gotta get out of here. What was that action? Huge with the follow. Thanks, man. Thanks, boatloads. Oh my god, dude. I think I know what that recording was. My stomach is growling. I haven't eaten yet. All right, gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend. I look forward to some stuff on Monday. We will probably talk about textile density and there was something else, mesh operations in Modo. So I was playing with those the other day. Anyways, cool guys. I will check you guys later. Have a good weekend.